Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 action science fiction film Outside the Wire, a film that is directed by Michael Hafstrom and it stars Anthony Mackie and Damson Idris. Now, this is set in the near future and it focuses on Damson Idris's character, Harp, who is a drone pilot at the beginning of the film, and he's a little bit desensitized to his job role, and he partakes in a mission, disobeys orders, thinking he's doing the right thing, and a couple of soldiers die. He is disciplined for this and sent to the front line in Western Europe, somewhere like that. Yeah, in Europe, to partner with Anthony Mackie's character Leo, and they are to go out and deliver some vaccines, but there is also a deeper threat within there, and there's like this warlord out there who is causing chaos, who is the ultimate goal. Now, the big twist to this film, really, well, if you want to call it a twist, is Anthony Mackie's character Leo is a robot. I was about to say cyborg then, but he is not. He's full-on robot. And the thing with this film being set in the near future is like there's these robots that are now part of the military, and they are ground units, but these are just like AI robots, you know, sent out into the field with normal soldiers, whereas Anthony Mackie is made to look human and act human, and many are none the wiser. In fact, most of the people on his base don't know that he's a robot. So they head out outside the wire, which is where the title comes from, in order to complete their mission. But Anthony Mackie's character Leo has got his own agenda, and you've got to kind of figure out if Harp, his partner, the drone pilot, is being used or not, and he's got to learn pretty quick how to survive on the ground. Right, it's actually quite a difficult film to explain in some ways, because this film takes a fairly simple concept and again overcomplicates it. I felt while watching it. There's a lot here to enjoy in this film. It looks great, the ideas sound, the effects are really good, the action scenes I don't have a problem with at all. Some of them are really, really slick, and many of them like show the horrors of war and that kind of stuff, you know. So it does its job. It almost feels like a David Ayer film to some degree, you know, very gritty at times. And then there are other parts of it that are a bit dull, is the best way to put it. And there are grey areas in this film where it gets to the point where you're just like, well, what is happening here? Who's playing who? And what is this character up to? By that I mean Anthony Mackie's character. Who's in charge? I mean, you get the impression at the beginning of the film that he's fully in charge. He's a captain. He's in charge of Harp, his drone pilot partner. He's completely, you know, because he's a rookie. You see him ordering soldiers around and things like that at one point in the film. And then he starts revealing things in conversation to Harp that, you know, he can only go so far and he can only do so much, and he can be ordered about and this and the other. I'm thinking, well, make your mind up. You make out like he's, you know, can do what he wants. You know, he's completely free to act on his own, and then you make out he's not. So you're just like, well, what's going on? Who's in charge? And what is the end game here? And even at the end of the film, and obviously I don't want to spoil the film, when something happens in the film, you just question it and just thinking, well, why is this character doing this? What is the point of it? I don't understand it. And even at the end, you're just kind of thinking, didn't get that really. I didn't understand the point of that and why he was doing these things. So the message I think gets lost in this movie. And I think it takes itself a little bit too seriously, this film. It takes a concept that could be fun, you know, it's almost like Terminator crossed with Training Day, and heavy on the Training Day, you know, heavy on the drama and the grittiness, and less so on the fun side of it. It's a science fiction film with an interesting concept that I don't think they take advantage of here. But when it does what it's supposed to. I think a film like this. I mean, you watch a film like this for the action, you know, not for the moral dilemmas that it presents to you and the message it presents to you and this kind of stuff. And you're just like, another action film that's trying to preach a little bit. And it did feel like that at one point, that it was kind of, you know, trying to preach to an audience. And I'm not sure that was the point of the film, because it was so unclear, really, the message of this film. And I did find it ultimately frustrating, because I didn't know who to root for, because the two leads here, while the performances are sound, they're both quite unlikable. So you're nobody to root for, really. And even when you are given a clear somebody to root for, you're not sure why you're rooting for them, because you're not sure what the other one's doing and why he's doing it. And that's as much as I can say, really, without spoiling things. But I think if you watch the film, you'll kind of get what I mean. You'll be kind of like, I don't know what is going on here. Well, why are they doing these things? What is the point of it? Who's betraying who? Sort of thing. And I think it gets a little bit too bogged down in its own story. But like I say, it's fun at times. The action scenes are nicely put together. I just felt as though it took itself a little bit too seriously, and it's a film I wanted to really enjoy, but I did struggle with it occasionally, this film. But it's not a bad film, definitely, because it's a Netflix film. If you've got Netflix, it's worth checking out, you know what I mean? It's not, you're not going to watch it and think, well, that was terrible. I don't think it's that kind of film, but I think they could have maybe done a little bit more with this one. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. There are some entertaining things in this film, but I think they also made a couple of missteps too. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the review, and of course I'll be back with more content and reviews on Screen Stars very, very soon.